Well, hi everybody. Today's adventure brought me to St. Augustine. I braved the traffic and found this parking garage here, which is the best place to park if you're coming to St. Augustine. We found out when Ron and I came down a couple years ago and tried to park on the street for free. Well, that wasn't happening. So somebody clued us in on this parking garage here, which costs $20 to park, but I think it's worth it. There's a lot of levels and plenty of places to park. Today's Friday. It's about 2 o'clock. Got a late start, but that's normal for me. I figured probably 5 or 6 hours of walking around is gonna be it for me anyway. So came to this parking garage last time and drove all the way to the top level because this is where the view is. So we'll stand here and take a quick look, and then we're gonna head down and walk around on the street. We're gonna go into the old town, look and see what's there. I'm probably not gonna walk over to the fort or whatever it is, because you have to pay to get inside of there, and I figured I did a fort yesterday. I don't need to see another one, even though I'm sure it's probably much neater inside there, but that's okay. So this is where we're at today. Come along for the journey. Let's see what trouble we can get into. Nah, I won't get into trouble. Let's see what new things there are to see in St. Augustine. You can see the fort over that way, right there. And the architecture is just really something to see. There's the cemetery, and that old clock over there. This parking garage has a bathroom too, so there's the visitor center. Maybe I'll go in there and find a map. That's probably a good idea. There's some mosaic on the ground here. Has the whole map, I guess. There's the visitor center. Where we can get a pressed penny. Oh, it feels good in here. I was just looking for a map. On the table there. Thank you. All right, this is what we want. In this little museum, they have a few exhibits you can see. Some broken pottery, a chamber pot. There it is. The lady in the visitor center, she told me where to go. She said, go down George Street. George Street is where all of the 17th century buildings are. I guess that's the main walking area. And she circled a few things on this map here. But I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see anything. Look at this old cemetery here. Could probably get one of them trolley rides, but I don't know if I'll do that. I'm just gonna walk around. She recommended the Shipwreck Museum. So we shall see. Now this is the George Street, the old town, she said, which has all the buildings. This here's the oldest wooden schoolhouse in the U.S. I guess you could probably pay to get in there. She didn't look too happy in there. All right, we're gonna walk down this street, back up again.
It's amazing what drunk people will do at 11:30 at night in Key West. I've tried that. It doesn't work for me. I don't play the the right spots for that kind of tactic, I guess.
There is a lot of food to eat. A lot of different
From downtown in the rain,
music.
30 on a Tuesday night, just to check out the late night.
Here's a free exhibit. It says the Gallegos House, a colonial family home. Free exhibit. Let's take a look. The Gomez House, 27 St. George Street. Gee, I didn't know they had old air conditioners back then. Just kidding, I know better. Okay, I got the gimbal. The gimbal takes some getting used to because it keeps moving around in places I don't want it to go. There's probably a setting I need to change. I got a lot of photographs to show you what it was like. It's what it looked like in 1880. Okay, it just wants to focus on this picture. There's no looking at the other one. This one. 1880. Just shows you all the different time periods and all the changes that, I guess back here is just a entertainment stage for whenever they have entertainment. Okay, let's continue with St. Augustine. All right, let's take a look at this sign. We can pause it and read that if you want to. Okay, Spanish bakery. Behind Whetstone. Okay, this building here is on the National Register of Historic Places. It's the Rodriguez Avero Sanchez House. First Spanish colonial period, built prior to 1761. It says here, this house is a significant example of the evolution of Spanish colonial dwelling, which began as small wooden single-room Spanish domiciles. There's a beautiful tile floor in there. That's the Bull and Crown Public House. Let's take a look back here. Hello. Thank you. Look at all the brickwork. You will notice in some of these houses, behind the houses are a lot of little shaded patio, eating areas, seating areas. So you can always find a place to just sit down, drink your drink, have a snack. Yeah, I've been back here before. This is Ronoco's Trading Post, but it's a local potter, and there's all kinds of little toys back here. I forget what I bought back here, but I know I did buy some souvenir back here. Oh, and here you can put your pirates and stocks. Got any bad kids? Send them right there. Fun times ahead. Ooh.
How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
I was back here a couple years ago. I know I bought something in here, but I don't remember what it was. But oh, I know what it was. It was one of those candles. Yeah, this is what it was. I bought one of these.
The candles are a popular choice.
Yeah, because they're so unique. Yeah, this is a great little souvenir and place to buy something unusual. I might be back. I just don't want to carry it around because I just got here. But
Absolutely. We'll be open until 6 p.m.
till 6 p.m. Okay, good. All right, I'll be back. Ooh, Whip's Waffle Company, homemade butter brew. Oh, that looks good. Oh, there's so many things to look at. Annie Ann's. Oh. Oh yeah, I remember there's bathrooms back in there. Okay, we gotta wait for traffic. Oh, they're waiting for us. Oh yeah, there's the Medieval Torture Museum. Ron and I went in there when we came that last time, well, 2 years ago. Yep. Tell you what, if you feel like your life stinks, just take a tour of that and you'll realize it could get a whole lot worse.
Yeah, that's one thing we're not similar.
Yeah, there's that little like indoor mall area. Maybe I'll walk in there then. That's where I bought a t-shirt that changed colors in the sun. Well, the print on it changed colors in the sun. Lots of souvenir shopping. Old city souvenirs. Prohibition Kitchen. The Salty Turtle. Okay, there's a lineup for that pizza. That must be good. Pennapeck House Historic Museum. Crabby guy. The shell shop. All right, so most of this is just stores and restaurants. Kids are having fun with that. All right, this says here, the Dr. Peck House. The stone walls of this building date from before 1750. And were part of a house owned by the royal treasurer late in the first Spanish period. During the British period, it served for a time as the home of Governor John Moultrie. In 1837, Dr. Seth S. Peck purchased the house and rebuilt it using the old walls and adding the frame. Second story, it remained in the Peck family until willed to the city in 1931. And so that's the story there. Dedicated to all the women whose hands have touched the soil and loved and cared for these gardens. Man, I'm sweating bullets. I'm sweating bullets.
We passed. No, was it that?
This is a nice shady area. Feels good. Oh, it's because the air conditioning's coming out of that building. That's why that guy's sitting there on the ground. Smart. Where are we at right now? You are here. This is the governor's house. Cultural center and museum. Walk over there and see what is to see. Think about what was happening back in the day. The government house is nationally significant as the first known federal government restoration of a historic building to accommodate modern governmental functions. Governor's House Cultural Center and Museum. Ooh. So apparently this house has undergone several rebuilds. In 1586, it was burned by Sir Francis Drake. And in 1702, it was burned by the British from the Carolinas. It was rebuilt in 1713. Ooh, this is artwork. Hello. St. Augustine harbor scene. I guess if you were here, you'd definitely paint what you see. Ooh, this one's pretty. I love the colors. Christian Walter. That one's pretty. A garden scene painted in 1932. Jacob Greenleaf. I don't know any of these painters. Emmett Fritz. Okay, you're probably bored with this. Let's move on. Think anybody would mind if I walk through there? Sure would feel good. All right, I had to take a stop here in the shade of that beautiful, refreshing looking fountain I'd like to stand in, but I need to take a look at the map and see where I'm going next and put my hair up. In case you were wondering, I did bring along some water and my hat and an umbrella, and filled this. I stopped at Burger King on the way in before I got into the town, grabbed just a burger patty to eat, and asked for a cup of ice. So I filled up my water bottle with ice and water, and I put some electrolytes in it. See, this heat's getting to my head. Behind me here is Flagler College, and the lady at the Welcome Center said you can go into like the courtyard area, but you can't walk through the college because you need to have tickets. But that's okay. I don't really want to walk through the college anyway. But I might walk down there to see what there is to see how far we can get in there. And she did mention a few free museums that we could get into, but I can't remember what she said. I think she circled them on the map, so I'll have to look at that and figure out where to go next. All right, currently we're right here. I think that's where we are. Yeah, because there's the Leitner Museum. And she circled this, the O'Reilly House Museum. Historic building restored and maintained by the Sisters of St. Joseph. I think she said you can go into that one. And she circled something else. Oh, she circled the governor's house, which we were just in. And she circled this down here, which is going back the other way. I think she said that's the Shipwreck Museum. So that might be worth checking out. And I kind of like to walk down here by the shoreline and see what we can see. There's a St. Augustine lighthouse, but I think you have to drive over there. I don't know if I'll have time for that. So, let's walk over to the college, look at that, and then we'll walk back to that house she circled. All right, that's the plan. We made it across the street to Flagler College. Look at that. Really pretty. Look at that. Over here, this sign says Ponce de Leon Hotel. The magnificent structure was erected between 1885 and 1887 by Henry M. Flagler, the hotel and railroad magnate whose activities contributed greatly to the development of Florida's eastern coastal area. And there's the rest of the sign if you want to pause and read it yourself. Who's this guy? I'm gonna guess it's Flagler. Well, what do you know? I was right. It's Henry M. Flagler. Born January 2nd, 1830. Oh, wait. There he is. Born January 2nd, 1830. Died May 20th, 1913. All right, let's go look inside here. Wow, look at those gates. Jeez. can walk up that way, I guess. It's just a beautiful little courtyard. Not sure how far in we can go. Oh, that looks refreshing. Look at that water spout. It looks like a dragon. It's like a dragon's face. That's as far in as I can go. I can't zoom any further. Here's the entrance. Impressive. Wow. Look at this. Wow. Wood carvings all around. Over here, it looks like there's a display of clothing. Boy, oh boy, I wouldn't want to be wearing that on a hot day like today. That's for sure. Get the beautiful tile work. Every place is ornate in here. Now we can't go up those steps, but we can stand in here and look. Look at that. Good stained glass. There's Ponce de Leon, the painting. Kind of a balcony. More stained glass. Okay, this is dining area and residence hall are not open to the public. I guess you have to apply to the college to get in there. That's all right. Okay. Whoa. So that's the entrance to the dining hall. Wow, huh? Makes you want to read like a historical novel. Well, I am reading one, but there's a bathroom. I'll tell you one thing. This town has a lot of bathrooms. Oh, here's a close-up of that water spout that we saw out there. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, how ornate that is just for a water spout. And we got some rocking chairs. Got some rocking chairs to rock in. Take a break. That wood. Okay. Slam the door. Ponce pressed into World War II. So that's what you can see in that college area. It's just little walkways around here. It's Good spot for taking family pictures. All right, let's head to that little house that she was telling me about. This here is called the Casa Monica Resort and Spa. So if you want to come and stay in St. Augustine and you have money, that might be a nice place to stay. All right, I was walking by here and this is an art, I don't know if it's an art museum, it's an art gallery. And they have art of Dr. Seuss. Look at that. Can you look at it? It's like the original artwork for his books. Huh. That's really fascinating. I don't know if you can go in there. Is it free? No outside food, no photography, so I won't be able to show you anything. I guess except for this, it's out here. This is, well, I don't know, you can see there's some Salvador Dali. You can look through the window, the door. Lots of fancy and high-end, expensive artwork. Okay, this is the Spanish Military Hospital. Nope, that's not what she said. But that's what this is. A museum. Daily tours, 9 to 5. I gotta pay for that probably. I can't say I want to go see that badly. It's probably interesting though. I don't think this is it. This is the Jimenez Baccio house. Alright, I'm trying to find... Okay, there's the Jimenez house. Okay, I'm still on the right way. I'm still going the right way. Tell you what, this road is very lumpy and bumpy. You gotta be careful. You can twist your ankle easy. The Father Miguel O'Reilly, the O'Reilly House Museum. Historic building restored and maintained by the Sisters of St. Joseph. Beat the heat, come in and see our new exhibit. If these coquina walls could talk. The O'Reilly House, one of St. Augustine's oldest structures, features coquina and tabby walls that date back to the early Spanish period, which was 1565 to 1763. However, its exact construction date remains uncertain due to missing historical records from the first Spanish period. Even so, archaeological findings suggest that the surrounding property has been inhabited since the 1600s. 12:30 to 1. Well, that's not it anymore.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
You're welcome to start. I'm giving a short overview of these
Okay,
two rooms.
all right, I'll listen in.
Sure.
We don't want this is lunchtime.
These are the original sisters that came over. There were only 8 of them. The mother superior was this sister here, Mother Sidonie. There were 2 40-year-olds, which I think was equivalent to about a 60-year-old today. They were, they had rough lives back then.
Yeah.
But most of the sisters were in their 20s and 30s. when they came. They didn't know the language. None of them had ever seen a black person before.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they were coming to and what kind of, how they would be received.
What year was that?
1866. So they came at the invitation of the bishop specifically to teach emancipated slaves and their children how to read and write. And so they got some pushback from the community, the Southerners. But as they became more proficient with the language, they branched out into different subject areas. And they taught the kids during the day, and they had they separated the boys and the girls, and then at night they taught the parents, and they separated the men and the women as well.
Sure.
And they taught some of them, because they grew so rapidly, there was an orange grove behind this building, so they taught them in the orange grove, part of them in the orange grove and part of them in here. But they were also nurses, the Sisters in White. They owned a hospital down in Miami, and Mercy Hospital, which is still in existence today. And eventually the sisters built an academy. And so that floor is everybody's favorite floor, so don't miss that floor.
Oh.
Ron is upstairs, and he can answer any of your questions.
Statue. That's a pregnant Virgin Mary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever seen that. Most people have never seen that.
No,
And it was,
I have never seen that.
It was made in 1650 in Belgium.
The pregnant Madonna.
Yeah. They say there was a time, the church tried to get people to realize that there was a humanity more to the family, the Holy Family.
Right.
It's not all
They were real
spiritual.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were real, and so you would see some of those, but most of the time it's all the spiritual part.
Yeah, true.
They don't tell us how this family ended up with it, but they would take that statue and put it in their restaurant, and people could see it when they would come in to eat.
How about that?
You would see those come out on special occasions.
I'm sure. Is it solid gold? Gold plating, I'm sure.
1860. It's they use it for wood box.
Yeah. Beautiful.
But it's,
All that carving. Somebody took a lot of time to do that.
reminds me of some scenes from Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And that's a
That's Jesus there. Isn't it?
or a saint.
Oh, I guess it could be.
Probably a saint.
Yeah.
Statue. She was found on a boat in 1850 when it was sinking from a storm.
Wow.
And they were throwing everything overboard. They found her on there, and they prayed to her to save them. And the storm stopped.
Well, that was probably
And they
Jesus who
threw her
saved
ashore,
them.
and they gave her to some local families because they didn't want to leave it on the boat and have it sink at sea somewhere. And so the families would take turns and pass her around. I heard about her when I was growing up here, but I never saw her. And then it was in the 2003 when the family gave it to
Wow.
the sisters to take care of her. It was the Benet family.
Okay.
And this is they even have a prayer card.
Oh,
for
okay.
Storms.
Mhm.
So if you like,
Well, I pray to Jesus. I don't pray to
well,
anyone
you pray
but
to her
Jesus.
to tell your son, da 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 da.
She can't do anything. Only Jesus can. Proceed with caution. Okay. Watch your head. She said this is where they slept, up in the attic. Wow. So you can go up. Wow, now this looks really cool. I bet it was incredibly hot. There's the old cedar chest. Okay, that crunchy floor. That's a little creepy. Yeah, that guy's telling me to pray to that little girl statue or whatever. I'm like, no thanks. I pray to Jesus. Those statues can't do anything for you. All right, that's it. I'm gonna head back down. I'll see you back on the street. 1894 house, another beautiful St. Augustine property. All right, I am headed through this sketchy looking alleyway. I'm gonna get over here to the water. You know me, I'm always attracted to water. Scenic Cruises leaves the marina 11, 1, 2:45, 4:30. Probably buy tickets to get there. Okay, let's walk along here for a little ways. It smells like the ocean. I hope I get another beach day. All right, I found a little spot in the shade to sit down and look at the water and enjoy the scenery and get a drink. Feels good in the shade. The air feels nice here. But down that way is supposed to be the oldest house. So we're gonna walk down there, and by we, I mean me, myself, and I. Go check out the oldest house. And then I'm gonna turn around and go back, and maybe we'll go into the, what was it called? Not the pirate house, but the shipwreck museum, if it's still open. I don't even know what time it is. But okay, that's what we're gonna do next. This is the St. Francis Barracks. I think you can go in there, but I'm not gonna take the time to do that today. But over here is the oldest house. Now, does that mean it's literally the oldest house? Or is it somebody with the last name Oldest? You know, I've been tricked before. Let's walk over here. Gonzales Alvaro house. I don't know what's on the other side there. Can you see anything? Okay, I shouldn't have done that. That feels like cheating. All right, let's look here. It says 4 centuries, 5 flags. 4 centuries, 5 flags. Spaniards first settled Florida permanently at the site of St. Augustine in 1565. They raised their vivid red and white flag and established possession of the land for their king. The Spanish flag flew over the little garrison town for 255 years, longer than any other national flag has flown in this country. The 5 flags which have marked The changes of dominion in this city's turbulent history fly from the balcony above. From the right, east, they indicate first, Spanish dominion. And we'll see that's not first, that's second. Then the British from 1765 to 1784. Then the Spanish again from 1784 to 1821. Then the Confederate from 1861 to 1862. And then finally the United States from 1962 and on. And this here is the oldest house. The coquina walls of this authentic example of an early Spanish colonial home were built soon after the town was burned during the siege of 1702. Changes and additions made by succeeding generations reflect the city's history. Archaeology indicates continuous occupancy of this site by Europeans since the early 1600s. Another look at a courtyard. Some old stone ruins. Tovar or Tover House. Infantryman Jose Tovar lived on this corner in 1763. Probably sat up there smoking his pipe, drinking an ale. And next to the oldest house is the oldest parking lot. Wow. Just kidding. This house is for sale if you want to buy it. There you go, if you want to buy a house in St. Augustine. Isn't that pretty? It's a pretty little house. And look at the view you would have from your porch up there. Some bed and breakfast if you want to stay. They have vacancy. This would be a really pretty place to stay. Have a beautiful view of the ocean there, or the harbor, or the bay, or whatever it is. There's another bayfront. Bay, okay. Bayfront Marin House. As seen on HGTV. I didn't see that on HGTV. It's probably really pretty inside. There goes the pirate ship. Can even see the pirates on the top. There's the statue of Ponce de Leon. The discoverer of Florida. Landed near this spot in 1513.
You got an arm or a leg or anything infected, 5 minutes or less, no anesthetic. Pain. I told you earlier, Henry Flagler wanted the jail moved, right? His hotel is a block over. That was the jail.
I think this is it. This is the church they were talking about. Well, this person was talking about. Back in that nun museum, the Sisters Museum. were closing up, but he said I could go in. Beautiful stained glass. I think this is the basin of holy water you're supposed to, Catholics believe. You dip your, touch your finger in there, and I have to say I've never actually seen a statue of somebody who's wearing glasses. He looks stern, like you don't want to cross this guy's path. Five o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, it's 5 o'clock right here, right now. I never did find the shipwreck museum. I don't know what time it closes, so let me consult the map again. Walking on the oldest street in America.
No, that's it. Slice of plane. That's it, one plane. I don't know.
All right, there's my one cheat. Ended up with a piece of margarita pizza. It's supposed to be the second best pizza in the United States. We'll see. Talking about, I was gonna get a soft pretzel, but the pizza just called my name. Very good. Well, I finally found it. The Shipwreck Museum. But it closed at 4. We kept wandering around in circles. And I never did find it. So I guess we'll have to wait for another time. Well, it's time to head back to the car parking garage. Time to head back to the parking garage and head back. Well, I guess since I'm here, I'll take one side quest to the Castillo de San Marcos fort. I'm not going inside, I'm just gonna walk around the outside a little bit and go see what the view is like at the top. I'll show you the view from the top. Considerably larger fort than Fort Clinch for sure. And this is made out of that coquina, I think. That down there would have been the moat. They would have had it full of water and alligators, maybe. This coquina we kept seeing throughout the day. Coquina is a porous, granular, light-colored limestone rock made from the shells of tiny clams that accumulate over thousands of years. I guess there was a lot of it around here. That's what they would use to build everything. So there you go. Now you know. And thus ends another adventurous day. I'm back where I started, here at the parking garage. I had a great day. It was a lot of fun exploring around St. Augustine. And our country isn't that old, so this is about as old as it's gonna get. There are a lot of things to see and do here in St. Augustine. We only touched the surface. I went into everything that was free, basically. And if I ever come back again, I definitely like to see the Pirate Museum and the Shipwreck Museum. And there's a few other museums that cost money, but I didn't really have a lot of time, and some of the museums closed early. I got here at 2. It's now almost 7:30, and my dogs are barking. So it's time to end the video here. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'll see you tomorrow in the next one. See you, love you, bye.